Alright, so this is another new video of a brand new feature for OS 7 that's going to tie styles and sounds together like never before. There's a number of videos I'm shooting. I'm making them all separate because there's all these new capabilities. So definitely check them all out. But one of the new things coming to OS 7 is something called a transition sound. Now what a transition sound is, it can be anything you want. But the idea is we have all these transition effects. We do them for preons, we do them for just looping animations, we do them for interactive controls, we do them for just about anything we want. And it's a custom animation that you can create and put on your blade to do any number of things. But those are just visual effects. Now in the past I know some people have made some really crazy long transition effects where they've had all these different animations, and what they do is they time them out to specific sounds, like a preon sound. You would have it where it makes certain sounds, and then you would have to actually time to the millisecond when to do those animations. And that's because the sounds play separately from the style code. At least they did. Now with ProffieOS7, working with Frederick, we've actually made it so you can actually have the style code tell certain sounds when to play, as well as also change what sounds are played and select specific sounds to play at different points in a transition. So how it's going to be is your style code now actually will have the ability to pick a sound and play a sound at a specific point in the animation. And that'll allow you to perfectly sync up your animations and your sounds without having to do all these timings or have them fixed in terms of how long the things have to run. So I have a bunch of examples. I'm going to do this video, and then I'll probably do the second one as a separate video. So this one uses an interactive control to trigger a transition of a lightning strike. So the lightning strike is going to come from the tip down. This one's set for any time I point up. Now normally you would have to do some kind of a force effect or something else that had a sound attached to it already. This is an interactive control that doesn't actually have any effects tied to it, so it doesn't have any specific sounds tied to it. But now the ability to add a transition sound means when this interactive control triggers, it'll trigger the visual and the sound effect at the same time. So I'm going to get, hopefully you'll hear it because the hum on this font's actually pretty loud. But there's going to be a lightning strike down the blade along with the sound. So, and then if I point up again, it'll do it again. And the sound, lightning sound, is separate from the hum, separate from everything else. It's triggered solely by the same interactive control that's triggering the visual effect. So that'll allow us, and this time I'll do it where you can hopefully hear it. So now we can actually create crazy animations that do anything you want. You can have them be interactive, you can have them be part of other effects, but you can also now put sounds in at specific points. And it's going to require, it's a bunch of new sounds that you're going to put in your font. You do have to name them specifically, set them up specifically, and then include the new transition sound capabilities within your transitions to make this happen. But it unlocks the door for unlimited potential. So for font makers, for users, for just people who love to have visual and sound effects in complete synergy, this is another new piece that's going to tie everything we can do. We've been able to do so many new visual effects on the Proffie Sabers for so long now. Now this is the final piece that connects the visual effects and the sound effects to create a realistic event on your saber. And the lightning bolt is just one. I'm hoping to build a library of sounds because I have a ton of other ideas. The problem is I don't have sounds for them yet. If there's any font makers out there or anybody who's good with sound effects who wants to reach out, definitely hit me up. But basically any interactive control, any looping effect, anything we want that we can do in a transition, we can now also give it its own specific sounds that play at specific moments in the animation. So unlike anything we've ever been able to do before, it gives us so much more freedom, as well as making everything visually and sound-wise sync up. And then there's a ton of other changes to how style codes can interact with sounds, and that's going to be all the other videos. So check out all the videos that I'm putting together and just see everything that's going to be possible. OS 7 is, to me, OS 7 takes things to a completely new stratosphere. So I know everybody's going to enjoy it, so definitely check out the other videos.